Now continuing with strings, now we'll just focus on the equality of strings and see how we can equate different strings using the equals method as well as the double equal operator. Now this has created a lot of confusion and many things are not clear regarding the usage of the double equal operator as well as the equals method. So we'll just try to clear things up through this lecture. Now I'll just declare two strings. Let us say string s1, let's keep it small, another string s2. Now we have two strings, the contents of both the strings are same. Now to check the equality of strings content wise, we have a method called equals. So I'll just say if s1 dot equals s2, we'll say they are equal, else we'll say they are unequal. So this is one way to compare strings content wise. So this equals method will compare the contents of s1 with the contents of s2, and in case they are similar, it will return they are equal, else it will return they are unequal. So it returns that they are equal. Now in case I convert any one of the characters to uppercase, so now this will return you they are unequal. Now in case we are not interested in we just want to compare the contents of the string rather than the uppercase or lowercase difference, means we are not taking into consideration the case difference, then I can use the method equals ignore case. So this will compare the contents without the case, so it again comes back to they are equal. So this is how we can compare two strings. And now let us come back to the concept where I have checked both the strings. Now let us see what is the result which is returned by s1 double equals s2. s1 not equal to s2. Now what is the normal behavior of the double equal operator is that it compares whether the left hand reference and the right hand reference they point to the same object. In case s1 and s2 they point to the same object, will get the result as true, and in case they point to the different objects, then we'll get the result which is false. So as we have already seen that in case of Java, what happens is the string literal it is stored on the Java pool, so this gets stored on the Java string pool. So when you try to create s2, the contents of s2 are already on the pool, so no new object is created, and this is also referred from the pool object. So both s1 and s2 they are referring to the same object. So in this case s1 equal to s2 will give you a result of true. So we'll just check up. So it says they are equal content wise, they are equal double equal by the double equal operator also. So references are pointing to the same object, that we have already seen that if the contents are same, the references will refer to the same object. Now what happens if we take this? Now I'll use the new operator to create two string objects. contents are again same. So again I'll try to use dot equals to compare S3 as well as S4, and similarly I'll try to use S3 and S4 to compare them using the double equal operator. Now equals method, it checks the contents of the string. So contents of the string are same, so it returns equal. But S3 and S4, do they refer to the same object? No, they don't, because S3 refers to a object on the heap which is different from the object referred to by S4. So they are both referring to different objects on the heap, so this will return you false. So here is it. The contents of the strings are same, so dot equals returns equal. But since they are not referring to the same object, because when we create objects using new, they are not referring to objects on the pool, they are referring to the objects which are directly on the heap. So they are not referring to the same object, we get they are unequal. So I hope this clears much of the air. However, a small addition to this is, just in case I make a small addition to S1, I say S1 is equal to S1 plus hello, and same addition I make to S2. Now contents of S1 and S2 are again same, so I'll again check up. I'll just copy from above both the cases again. So earlier S1 and S2, they were equal by the equal method, they were equal by the double equal operator, but now let us see what happens. So now S1 has a content which is very same to the content of S2, so S1 dot equals S2 returns equal. But when it comes to the case of double equal operator, whenever you make any modification to a string on the pool, then the system picks this up and shifts it to the heap. So now S1 and S2 are not referring to the same object on the pool, rather they are now referring to objects on the heap. So now S1 dot S2 will not return double equal, S2 will not return true as it was returning earlier. So just see, they are equal on the content side because the contents are same, but as soon as you make any change to any object on the pool, then the references are referring to objects which now shift to the heap. So now this will not refer to the same object S1 and S2, and they are referring to different objects, and that is why S1 and S2, they are not coming out to be equal. So in case we want this to refer to an object from the heap, I can say S2 is equal to S2 dot intern. So now let us see what the output is. Again it is giving us that they are both unequal. Similarly, I'll again put S1 is equal to S1 dot intern. So what intern does is, intern checks for an object on the pool. In case there is an object with similar content on the pool, it refers S2 to that object on the pool. So when we do S2 dot intern, the contents of S2 is, this is Java hello. So there is no such string on the pool. So the system creates a new string on the pool with contents of s2, and s1 still remains to be pointing on the heap, so s1 does not come equal to s2. But when we apply this intern to s1 also, so now there is already one string in the pool with contents of s2 which is the same content as s1. So now s1 will refer to the contents, or it will refer to the object to which s2 is referring on pool. So now let us again check whether it comes out to be. So now it comes out to be equal. So as we have seen, if we have a simple string literal and another string literal with the same content, they will always return true for equals. They will always return true for double equal operator because they are assigned the same object on the pool. In case we make any change to these literals, then the objects will no longer remain on the pool, they will be allocated on the heap. So they will always return false for the double equal operator, and for the equals method, in case the contents are same, it will return true. However, in case we want these to be referred from the pool, we can use the method intern. Intern will again check on the pool. In case there is a content string with the same content as we are desiring, it will refer to that object, and in case there is no such object on the pool, it will create one, and any further object with the same content will now refer to this object itself. So now s1 will again refer to s2 object, and s1 double equal s2 will again come out to be true. So I hope this has cleared everything regarding double equal operator, dot equals operator, and clarified why this when it returns false and under what condition it returns true.